What's going on, people? It's the B Word's favourite presenter, Wardah Sempa Lubrun.
Nah, hold on. It's actually the B Word's favourite presenter, Wardah Sempa.
Whatever, B
The
Word.
show where we bring the most banging interviews, and I'm talking controversial issues.
B Word. Every Tuesday at 7 to 9 p.m. exclusive.
What is going on, people? You are tuned into another episode of the B Word with your boy Nobere and that cheeky little mouth. That cheeky little mouth in the corner. I hope you cleaned your room, Wardah.
I would have thought Valentine's Day was a few days ago that you would be so nice today. But look at you. Same old Nobere. Same old.
You know why I'm the same old Nobere? Because I see a lot of tears and little posts all over the gram about, oh, don't worry, Valentine's Day, love yourself. I've never had a quiet Valentine. Sorry, I've never. So if people are salty out there, that's your business, innit?
Wow.
Business as usual. But you know what? Ooh, look at Wardah, she wants to get me, innit? But you can't swear, Wardah. You can't. I know you want to.
Anyway.
But you can't. But we have got a very special guest. It's the one and only Ryan Cleary, man. What's going on?
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. I'm good. How are you guys?
We're good. I've been excited to have you on because I feel like I know you. You haven't met Nobere yet, but I feel like you would match his personality. So I was like, he'd be the perfect person. 100%.
So is he going to team up with me and we can come and get you, or is it?
Why would you on my side? Don't underestimate him. He'd be on my side, okay? But even speaking, obviously, about Valentine's Day, how was your Valentine's Day yesterday? Well, a few days ago.
Honestly, it was. I ended up getting some good food and like just chilling out. It was. So my partner's abroad, so it's kind of like Valentine's couldn't be anything, and COVID, all these restrictions. To be honest, Valentine's was kind of obviously different for everyone this year, but in a sense of, I was dealing with a time difference, dealing with, internet connections. Honestly, it's all the little things you don't think of that you really, when you do long distance and stuff like that, it can be a bit of a struggle. But I just linked up with my cousin in Manchester, and we just went and got to a place called Trap Kitchen and got some good food, really good food, and that made my day. Honestly, that was me. I was nice. Took a little picture. I had a little tracksuit from Boohoo with like these love hearts on. But I just made the best out of it.
Yeah, good.
It's crazy.
Wardah, how was yours?
Yeah. I knew you were going to ask me that. Mine was fabulous. It was fabulous. But what I wanted to say was, the older you get, have you noticed that for me, Valentine's Day doesn't get to me as much as it used to back in the day. Like, I don't know about you guys, but like, I remember back in the day, I used to be like, oh my gosh, like,
I haven't got one, or I need one. Do
you know what I mean? Whereas when you're older, you're like, do you know what? I'm still going to have a little day whether I'm single or not. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to put pressures on myself because I'm with someone or I'm not. Do you know what I mean?
Single, and you girls are doing this whole Valentine. Sorry about that. My phone went west. You are doing that whole Valentine thing. Like, the girls have created their own little hype now, haven't they? If they're single, they can kind of work it out where they're with their friends.
Exactly. I know that Nobere got Valentine's Day.
Yeah. No, it's nothing about. Listen, I've lived about 6 different lives in my life. So Valentine's Day used to be stressful for me because I had to give, I had to see this, different girls, 3 different girls on the same day.
How many?
So
the main decide.
Well, I'm not proud of my past.
Was you juggling?
But we lived,
Oh.
yeah. That was years ago. But I'm you know what? This is now the era for like podcasts where we share our experiences and stuff. I used to be a scumbag. And you know what? I had a good time while I used to do it. And Valentine's is much more calm now. It's like, juggling.
Are you justifying being a scumbag?
No, listen, Wardah, you have to be kind in this day and age. And I'm just speaking my past, and I don't want to be judged for it. Ain't that right, Ryan?
Yeah, I'm with you. Your ex-girls are gonna be pissed though if they watch this. When they watch it, they're gonna be.
Do you know what? They probably will, but I think they appreciated the time that we had together. Definitely, because I look better at age, so they definitely will. But listen, it's not about me though. It's just about Valentine's Day. What I want to say though, this gal, what's it called? Gal what?
Valentine's.
I keep seeing it, Galentine's. I just keep seeing all the girls that I know. Did you do it?
Did you? Oh.
I did. Yeah, I did. I spent why not spend it with your girls? Do you know what I mean?
For me, listen, this Galentine's and stuff. That's why, Ryan, your phone fell over, because as soon as you mentioned Valentine's, it's so silly. That's why, yeah, it was like, you know what it is? Listen, you know when it's not your birthday, yeah, it's not your birthday. So let other people celebrate.
Sit this one out. Sit it out. Yeah, sit it out.
Just sit it out. Next year, you probably had like so many years before. It's fine to take a year out. Like, honestly, you don't have to get involved in
I feel
everything.
you on that. I feel you on that, because it's like, if you're not a father, you don't do Father's Day, do you? If you're not, you know, you don't get to celebrate what don't apply to you. And I guess Valentine's Day is for lovers, not friends. You know what I mean? Like, it's more for people that are together, dates, all that stuff. So I can definitely see where you're coming from with that.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like you're both seeing it in a selfish view. The reason why I'm saying that is because I feel like Valentine's Day is about who you love. So I love my friends. Do you know what I mean? I love my family. For me, Valentine's Day is about someone you love, and I think too many people put pressure on it has to be like, this is one of the reasons to why, because of guys like you, yeah, girls are rushing to get a boyfriend for Valentine's Day because of this. Do you know what I mean? Because of this. So I feel like
the pressure. The pressure.
The pressure's too much, and I think social media isn't helpful as well. What I want to ask you both actually is, do you guys think that social media has a big influence on why there's so much pressure to do with Valentine's Day? Because I had a conversation with one of my girls, obviously I'm not going to say who it is, and she was like, I went on my socials, and she's got a partner, by the way, and she was like, I went on my socials and this guy put loads of flowers on the floor for his girlfriend. This other person like balloon for this other person. She was like, well, I didn't get
candles.
You know what I mean? She wasn't happy with what she got because she
didn't even get a card. Fuming.
So she was like, I'm fuming because I'm checking other people's socials and everyone's getting balloons and roses and all this stuff. And I was like, well, like you said, Nobere, your Valentine's Day was quiet. People's Valentine's Day can be quiet. It could be different. And I don't think it's that deep, but I think because of social media, that's why it's so deep. What do you guys think?
I think you're spot on with it. It's not only social media. It's as Ryan, mentioned. We're living in a time where everybody doesn't want to feel left out, and I think it's gone too far left now. Like you're saying, soon, I'm telling you, there's going to be Father's Day cards for men who are not actually fathers. And there's going to be Mother's Day. No, because it's like, look, you're putting yourself under these. So, it's like, look, Instagram.
Social pressure.
Social pressure. It's nice to look at something and think, you know what, next year, like Ryan, you could have gone to Dubai or abroad, and I possibly haven't got the opportunity, but I'll be like, Rare, I've seen your Insta, watch, next year you've inspired me, my bro, I'm gonna go. I'm not now going to say, oh, well, let me just stay in the garden and just make my own debut. No, let people enjoy, man.
Let them enjoy it,
I mean?
yeah. It's their time, let them have it. I'm with you.
It's not the same. I think, it's not the same. You can't compare garden and pretend like it's Dubai to Valentine's Day. You're mad.
Not my garden, anyway, not in Manchester. Well, it's raining every day.
Exactly. It's freezing outside. But for me, I don't know. I think what I do agree with you two, though, is that there are some sour women when it comes to Valentine's Day. So those type of women, I completely agree. Like, let the lovers be lovers. Let them enjoy. Let them post videos and post pictures and whatever. Because
it's one day.
It's one day. I saw one woman saying, it was just bare negative, like, don't worry, you don't need a man for Valentine's Day and all this stuff, but it was just in a negative. You could post positive things like, oh, just spend some time with your girls, spend some time with people that you love, etc. Not
flip it on its head. Flip it on its head. Don't be bitter.
Don't be sour.
You know what?
So, stuff like that, I'm like, nah.
Wardah, I think you're spot on, but you know what is funny about it as well is that I love Wardah because, to be fair, out of us two, she is got a heart of gold and she's always thinking about others. Because if Valentine's was about everyone we love, if me and you were going out and I said, you know what, I love you, but I'm going to spend some time with my mum today, what would you say? Exactly. So it's not about everyone we love. It's about.
I'll kill you.
When you break it down, it's a couple. It's about the couple first.
No, but I would still. Then you don't have to take your mum out to show you that you love her. You can send her.
Why not?
Or do Mother's Day. Do Mother's Day.
Exactly. But also for Valentine's Day, I'm still showing you that I love you. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with showing people you love on Valentine's Day. It doesn't have to be someone that you're in a relationship with.
That's true. That is true. That is true. But the salty, like, just before we move on, like, there was actually a tweet that a female put out. What a surprise on Valentine's Day. What a surprise as well. Gosh, what's gonna happen next? This is what her tweet was. If your man didn't do anything for you today, break up with him. And yes, it's that deep. On a day that millions of people are gonna be made to feel special, he chose to make you feel left out. Bye.
That's sour.
Her name is Love Money. Now look,
ironic. Huh? She's pissed. She was expecting a Louis V bag. She was expecting all of these things just for this one day because it's Valentine's Day. She obviously likes money in it. She's using that as a way to pull what she wants.
She might have realised that she was the side thing in the situation, and that's probably why.
Ooh, possibly. No, it is.
That's one day where you can cut that. Cause that's where the day where push comes to shove. Like you're gonna know whether you're a side or you're the main because most time, if it's a day out or if it's a shad, whatever you want to do, whatever the thing we're doing, if you don't get that invite from the man, then you ain't. You definitely ain't really. You ain't the one. And they can make excuses all day long.
I think if you get the afternoon tea or the afternoon lunch. I think
you sound experienced the best as I think you know. You don't think you know, bro.
If you get the afternoon slot, boy, you better just and in the evening they go around there to their mums to do something, then boy, it is what it is.
Call it a day.
Call it a day. Guys, I wanted to talk to both of you about the next topic, and obviously Ryan is relevant to you as well. It's now been, coming up to a year since the TV presenter Caroline Flack took her own life, tragically. And for me, we always want to, talk about controversial comments or discussions on here. And there was a big campaign by people about be kind, and obviously you're in the public eye. So we'll talk to you in a minute about, any online abuse or the pressures you're under. And I saw like all this, campaign about be kind. But I just kind of feel that it's empty. Because I've seen people put be kind on their Insta stories, and then if it's UK Gossip TV, Ryan falls over in McDonald's, they're going to be up in there messaging. Like, if you see the comments in a lot of these pages, it's so toxic. It's
sickening.
Like people actually say, I can't wait, I'm going to come back and let the comments marinate and then let me come. Like, literally, they enjoy it, they love it. So I want to talk to you two, like, what is this fake be kind when... It's not, I don't know. There's a lot of people that say it, but really, do they really live it?
I'm with you. I think that people want to be seen to be doing the right thing, but it's like that. I'm looking for the word, but it's like when you're doing the right thing, it's integrity. Like what you're doing, what they want in public, they want to be seen to be doing the right thing and being kind. But behind closed doors, they're on fake profiles, or they're doing all what you said, Nobere, where they're waiting, they're looking for these bad comments. They're getting off on them. There's some kind of sick kind of enjoyment out of these comments. So these people are just deep down, they're not genuine. They're not genuine people because they love to see all that mess, but they also want to be seen to be being kind, and they jump on the bandwagon of what's right, and they're fake. And I don't like people like that. I'm not going to swear, but those kind of people to me are just, they're disingenuous, and there's too many of them out there. Their integrity is not right. It's like do the right thing when people ain't looking. Don't do it when there's a campaign to be good. When it's fashionable to be nice, just be nice. Like just be that consistently. Do you know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about it.
I want to know you as well. Have you ever been in a situation where you've had, people troll you, or people that you even know troll you, and how do you deal with the situation?
I've had people troll me. I'll be honest. I had people start trolling me about stuff like about sexuality and stuff like that. Because obviously, certain when I went on the show, when I mentioned who I was, and people obviously it was quite controversial for some people to think, okay, well he's being open about this, he's that, and they would troll me, and I would get, honestly, it would get me angry, and I'd get like those like Twitter fingers where I'm like this, trying to reply to comments, and my friends would be like, look, don't entertain these people. You've got 30 good comments that are positive people that are backing you with this, with that. And now you see 3 comments from stupid idiots, and you're running to reply to that negative energy. So I had to kind of just stop for a minute and think to myself, look, does this make sense to be that kind of caught up and with these people that are not happy with themselves, that are on fake profiles, that are getting a rise out of me rising to them. So I had to just stop for a minute and not let it get in on me, but it can get you down. I understand why people get down about it, because people will sit there and literally wait for your downfall or for something that they deem negative and jump all over it.
Exactly.
That's what they do.
And like Nobere said as well, like with the whole Caroline Flack thing, I remember everyone was tweeting saying everyone needs to be nice to each other, everyone needs to be kind to each other. It was such a big campaign for a hot minute. But then those same people that are in the comments on UK Gossip slagging off these people, these are the same people that are trolling people. And it's like you said, there's a double standard. Like you want to portray yourself as a good person, but then you're trolling people, you're going in on people that you don't know, you're liking comments, you're waiting to see the negative comments on like, it's a lot.
That's the real them. That's the real them, though. That's what you've got to remember. The real them is the person that you see that's kind of throwing shade constantly and liking the people that are throwing shade. That's their character. It's built in them. So you can't change that in a person. I don't.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to bring it up with you two. But don't get me wrong, there is the flip side as well. I do believe, obviously, Ryan, you're in a position where you may have experiences, but I do believe that because you are, or if you are a high profile personality, it doesn't mean that you should be, you should not be criticized, for example. Now, if you decide to do a madness, you're going out in Manchester, you go to, what's the warehouse project in Manchester? Yeah. And you decide after you decide to get in your car, how many times over the limit you drive and you go and crash, your Porsche or whatever you're driving at the moment. No need to boast.
I'm responsible.
yeah.
Let me get the keys.
yeah. Irresponsibly. Now, if this gets released and people are calling you an idiot, I would be like, listen, Ryan,
fair play.
You can't now claim the mental health thing.
Take it on the chin. Take it on the chin. You can't.
This is silly now, isn't it? Like, that was stupid what you done, and you're gonna have to accept it.
You've got to. I'm with you. And there's too many people that, like, with the fame or with the money that they have, they become to think that they're a bit superhuman. Some people, it gets to their head, and that's another side of it where it's like, no, you've got to remember you're still human. You might have a lot of advantages in life, and you might have done well for yourself, but at the same time, stuff like that, drink driving and thinking that you're better above the law and stuff like that. We all do bad stuff.
Of course, yeah.
But you need to do stuff as well. Like, sometimes you're an example to people. So yeah, stuff like drink driving and stuff like that. It's like you need to take the criticism for the things that are due. Do you know what I mean? Where you've done wrong, and it's like, hold your hands up like that with bad, just to set a good example again for people to follow.
If I had a huge following, I think I'd be in a I think I would be in a lot of trouble. No, because I don't think before I act, and I
heard you cussing the other day, didn't I, Wardah? When I called you, you was cussing on the phone.
He heard me cussing on the phone because I was about to buy a car, and I trekked all that way to get that specific car. The dealer man to then tell me, they've just sold it just before I went there, and I trekked like 40-50 minutes, drove there just to get that car.
I'd have been the same, to be fair. I feel you on that.
He's laughing on the phone saying, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm just cussing. But that's rightfully no, but I mean, you've got every right. That is so annoying. That is so annoying. But I think, do you think, right, because what you touched on was quite interesting when you said that, certain, high profile people, and it sounds mad to say it, but it's the B word and we just got to say it. I kind of feel like mental health is a very serious thing, and it always has been. It's something that you can't see, but it doesn't mean that it's not there. However, I am seeing a trend of foolish behavior, but backs against the wall, and then I just pull out the card of, it's bad on my mental health. And it's like, listen, there's people who are seriously ill. To get out of your sticky situation, just hold it and say, do you know what? It was dumb. It was stupid what I've done. Obviously, don't tell me that you want to kill me and kill my family and stuff. You've gone too far in the comments. So you want to call me an idiot, but that's where it's wrong. Yeah.
But if you want to call me, this guy's a plonker, this guy's this and that, this guy's an idiot, fine. But there's no point. I don't like the card of, oh my God, my back's against the wall. Yeah, let me just claim.
Let me use this.
I think some people can't handle it though, like the way you guys might be able to, because again, like you guys said, everyone makes mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. Just because you're a celebrity or in the public eye or whatever, it's not going to stop you from doing human things, right? But some of them might not expect for over 1,000 people to be like, you're in the wrong, you're stupid, you're this and that. Maybe that is too much for some people. I know for me, I'd be like, cool, I'll take the L, but I've never been in that position for me to say that. Do you get what I'm saying? So I think
if
some
you,
people don't know.
that's a good point that you're making, but if you've got 1 million followers, and because I know they might say this, like, oh, I didn't expect 1,000 bad comments or even 50,000 bad comments. If you've got 1 million followers and you posted a picture looking your best and you got 1,000 likes, you'll be upset, wouldn't you? Really, let's just be real. So you've got to expect, if you've got a high following, you're going to have a high number of people that are going to do that.
Do you know what? That reminds me, right? More money, more problems, more followers, more problems. Like, it's the same thing. Like, you've got more followers, more people feel invested in your life. And I never realized that even just at 100,000, that people feel like they have a right to know certain things that go on. So even though I'm private, people be asking me comments and questions, and I'm thinking, why are they asking me that? But then I realized that I have to stop and think, well, they're invested in me in a good way, and I'm really humble and I'm really appreciative. But sometimes you have to think, well, they're asking you these questions because they actually want to know, and they do feel invested in you as a person and your journey through life. But then that comes with its positives and definitely its negatives as well.
Did you ever get comments from your followers? What are you up to on Valentine's Day? Because you're quite, again, no one, I'm not sure if you said it online, that obviously your boyfriend's but for me, I didn't know that. Like, I pre sometimes, whatever, I know you got a boyfriend, cool. I saw he was in America from the last time I knew.
Yeah. But, so it's like a long distance thing. It's they do want to know. They do want, people want to know more about, and it's not been easy, I'll be honest, because it's COVID. So to be honest, like everything in all has been very tough, because I was out there in LA living for 6 months this time last year as COVID first hit, and then I came back to London in around August. So this lockdown was a lot different to the first lockdown, and then obviously spending time apart from the person that you're with. Like, it's just been it's been hard, I guess. And then people do want to know, so people will DM you more. Some will say stuff in the comments, like, so where's this person? What's going on? And people just want to know, right? And I get it, but you get asked the same question by multiple people, and then you have to think to yourself, well, why is it more than one person asking me this question? So it must be something that people think of or view me for, or they're interested in. So yeah, it's tough, because people ask you questions sometimes that you don't really want to divulge, and you want to keep your private life somewhat private. And I'm sure Nobere and yourself feel like, when you've got your private life, you don't always want to comment on certain things to do with your
Me and Wardah don't. Me and Wardah don't. The thing is, we're so opposite on the show, but we're the same.
It's alike. It's a weird one.
Yeah. But exactly right, you've got it spot on. Like,
we know.
I get I get that. You would keep some of your stuff you want to keep to yourself, and especially your dating or like what you're doing in that side of things. Like, you'll share everything else, you'll give opinions on everything else, but that's your type of, you know what I'm saying? So people put pressure on, people put so much pressure on to ask and find out. But when I share things, I'll share it when I want to share it, and when I'm ready to share it, and when I know what's what. Because at the end of the day, this has been a mad year. So a lot of couples aren't making it, and there's a lot of struggles because of COVID, as everybody knows. So just rolling with it.
I feel like he's better than me, because I feel like I would be so sour. Like, if I was having a long distance relationship with my partner and I'm having people DMing me, asking me, oh, where's your man then? I haven't seen a picture.
You'd go off.
Really?
I'll be very sour.
No, it is. I mean, I've never had one, to be fair, and I can imagine it being quite tough, to be honest. I've had a long distance relationship. Yeah, I did have one, but I also had a close one at the same time as well, so it was fine.
It took the pressure off a little bit.
But this is the most honest you've been with your whole day, basically.
You know why? Because this was over 10 years ago, and after 10 years, there's like an expiry date on your crimes in love, so it actually gets wiped off your record, and you can't judge.
It's like your police record, yeah. It's expired. It didn't happen.
What I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
The girl messed me about 10 years ago. Best believe there is no record gone or missing. I'm still gonna remember that 10 years you messed me about.
You're like, it's here.
They might not,
it's here.
but they might, not know that now. But then I could just tell them after. I'm only joking. It's only radio, so we just never know, would we?
The bear's got it covered. He's got it covered. He's got the insurance policy there written.
Nice.
Well,
It's too
Ryan,
much.
I wanted to ask you about and because when Wardah told me you were coming on the show, I know Survival of the Fittest is what came out, and we had our guest Jordan on last week talking about Love Island. Now,
Love Island.
I mean, looking back at reality TV, I know you've gone on to different shows now. How do you feel about Survival of the Fittest now? You've got time to reflect on how it's changed your life and stuff. Where are you with it now?
I think, you know what, when I look back, it was 3 years ago, son. It was literally, it's the funny thing is, it was actually 3 years ago this month. So I was getting all the archives on Instagram, and so when my friend was running my gram, it was showing what he was posting, and Ryan's going in today, and my mum had videoed me on the ITV advert. So a lot of the throwbacks were coming up, and it was reminding me, and I did actually reflect on it more. And I think that for me, it was like, I said at the time, I was working in a jewelry shop. I was working in Selfridges, and everyone, I kept getting asked. I was actually in London.
Okay.
No, I was living down there at the time in London, so I was just visiting family up here. But I was in Tiffany's jewelry store, so it's not the makeup floor on Selfridges.
Oh yeah, we know it.
I bet you do. You've been buying them girls.
Where's the perfume? There's no perfume to be bought, but where's is it down there? Like, we'll take this walk again, I think. Oh, you were there. You must have. Oh boy.
Listen, that was my floor. So I was just working 24 in there and full time, and I kept getting these offers anyway to go on TV and in my DMs. And Love Island was one of them. And the one I got offered to go on, and I didn't, was the year that Marcel and that went on. And looking back, I was like, why didn't I? And they kept asking. And I was like, at the time I was in the gym, didn't really like my job. And my friends were like, look, people are applying to go on these shows. You've got this on your doorstep. Do it. And then Survival of the Fitness came out, and it was fitness. And I was like, you know what? I fucking love fitness. Not so much into the whole.
Swore, but it's fine. It's okay. No, we apologize. Don't worry.
Everything I could have done it on. Why do I do it on the passion for the fitness?
We just blame Wardah. It's Wardah.
Why is it my fault?
I apologize.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay, I'm sorry. I got carried away with myself. So I we'll beep that out.
Of course.
I did the fitness, and I was kind of like, I just thought that was something that I could relate to a lot more. And then I went in and I did it, and I had to quit my job. So I thought, okay, this is a new chapter. I'll quit my job, and I'll see how this goes. ITV, is a big new show. South Africa, got to travel, all of that. And then it changed my life. The biggest part it changed my life with, and I don't really run and ride on the whole sexuality thing, because I just think it's a small part of me, but it's something that to them, they thought it was a big part that I should at least show, so that people can relate to it. So then when I told them what they told me, I think that on the show was a huge thing for me, because now it's not like I never wanted to be someone that came out and told everyone. So when they found out on the show, now I don't have to tell people. Majority of people that have seen it, it's like, all right, you're either cool with me or you're not. You either don't like it, you're either homophobic, you either feel how you feel, but that's for you to know, for you to deal with. So when I come off the show, it's like some people might not be the word I'm going to use, I won't use it. Some people won't rock with me, like they used to. Some will, some won't. And at the end of the day, I was confident enough, I was old enough to be like, you know what, like that's their issue now. So I think it changed me. Looking back, it changed me in a way where I was very fortunate when I came off, that other opportunities came from it. It also helped me deal with a lot of issues that getting up to 25, 26, I'd not dealt with, that I was scared to deal with. And it made me become more of a man, in the sense of I'm owning my truth and I'm owning who I am. And I'm not really too bothered about what next man think or what women. I just got to a place of self-confidence. So it definitely changed in that way. And then obviously with opportunities that came after. So it was, to me, it was somewhat positive experience. I definitely say it was, for the most part, it was positive more than it was. It had its negatives, of course, but it was, for the most part, I'd say more positive.
Good, man. No, good.
Would you go on? You see, obviously you've gone on to the Survival of the Fittest, but now in where you're at, and I know that you've got a lot of things that you're working on and stuff like that. Would you go on? Let's say Love Island did approach you this time, and they were like, "Rah, you're popping, whatever." Like, would you be able to come on the show? Would you go on?
I definitely would go on. I think that having the experience of already experiencing now a show, you know, like I said, I've been offered to do the Love Island multiple times, but I thought to myself, never been on TV before. I don't know how people are going to view me. To go on the #1 show in the UK, I'd never watched reality TV. Just like most people, when I tell them I've been on show, I'd be like, I don't watch TV. I was that guy. And it's like, am I really going to go on the #1 national television show with no experience, never watched the show, don't know the format? Like, it was just a gamble. Then now I feel like, not that I would act any different, it's just experience is your teacher, and I've already had the experience, so it's kind of like now I'd feel more comfortable being on a #1 show than I would have if I'd just gone in it blind, you know what I mean?
Ryan, I'd vote for you if you went on.
Hey, Wardah, that's my hitter right there. I'm telling you, see, I need you to go on, never mind me, you should be on there. We need to rep our sisters. You need to be repping our sisters.
Let me tell you one thing. I will remortgage my house to make sure she stays in that island. No matter what. I'll be like, don't alright, it don't matter what.
I love that. That's love. I like that.
Do you understand the entertainment?
You lot are riders. I really want everyone to know what you've got coming up this year. We've got lockdown, but I know you've got some crazy things going on. And where to everyone to find you as well.
Yep.
Wicked. Thank you. So yeah, I've got some things coming up with magazines. We're doing a weekend magazine pages. I've got some stuff that's in the pipeline that I can't really talk about yet until, obviously with COVID being a bit uncertain. But if you want to find out obviously more updates, you can find me at my Instagram at the Ryan Cleary, and then you've got Twitter as well, which is Ryan Cleary London. So I'd love to kind of like, yeah, you guys follow the journey, watch it, and some fitness stuff coming up as well. So that's where I'm at.
Well, thank you.
Amazing.
On, man.
Thank you.
It's been litty.
Ryan, thank you for coming on, man. It was very honest, very honest. You made some, honest points and stuff. And yeah,
Thanks,
we love to come on. Can I squeeze in one question now? Can I do that? Yeah. I just wanted to know quickly is, how did it feel losing some people that you knew before or friends after you revealed your sexuality? We haven't got long. I can't believe I didn't ask you this at the beginning, but I could, like how.
In a nutshell, it felt disappointing, but it also felt refreshing because I got rid of fake people that didn't know me for me, and I lost a barber that I used at the time to stop answering his phone. That I'm not going to say what that did. That annoyed you. That's not the wrong word. Yeah, you seen it coming. That got to me. I'm not even gonna lie. That got to me. Like that hurt. But other than that, you know what? People are people, and I didn't lose too many people. So I'm true to me in it. So I found me, and I might have lost a couple of others.
Do you think though, because you didn't come out early, so they probably thought you were heterosexual for years? Would you accept in a couple of years' time that they'll say, you know what, it was a lot for me to take? Are you open, to actually?
No, I'm open to people. Yeah, bury the hatchet. Like honestly, like, I don't hold grudges like that, and I understand it from another person's point of view. And I've got friends from Manchester back here that I've known for years that heard it, and they're like, "Oh, I had people in jail telling me like they were supporting you." So it's a very mixed bag, and there's people that don't always understand it because they've never been around people that they don't expect to be that way, that are that way, or so it's very complex issue. But I'd understand. I'm very empathetic, so I can always look at stuff from another point of view, and I can understand that people might feel some type of way, and then after they thought about it, let it marinate. Yeah, like we're good. I'm all about good vibes, man.